video is about to be real unconventional. I'm about to go with Judah while he shops for things, I'm guessing for his restaurant. And we're just gonna interview him while we're with him. We're just gonna be riding around. He's gonna have all the gems for y'all. So watch the whole thing through. Let's see what he has to say, what advice he has for y'all as you come over from the West. Let's go, y'all, let's go. Welcome back, Gems. It's your girl Niadi, aka Mighty Intellectual, aka y'all already know the rest. Join me as we travel to and through the African continent as we learn more about the culture, the languages, and why so many African Americans are deciding to repatriate back to Africa. If that is of interest to you, then you need to keep watching. Today we have a super dope guest. He moved all the way from the US to Ghana, and not only did he move, but he started a beautiful restaurant in Oyarifa Mall. So we're gonna let him introduce himself to start. Who are you? Where did you come from in the state? And what are you doing here in Ghana?
My name is Judah. I am from the best city in the world, Chicago, Illinois. I'm here in West Africa. You know, I pretty much came here to get some peace, man. I came to get up out of America and see what's going on here in the continent. In the midst of me, you know, semi-retiring,
Okay.
I pretty much came up and started my restaurant, Jerk Soul.
He's literally doing business while we're recording, and we're gonna keep it rolling like this, okay?
Yeah.
So this is his restaurant here at Oyarifa Mall. So you said you grew up in Chicago, born and raised. So what was it like being raised in Chicago, in the States?
Man,
like,
you got enough time for that?
Yes, that's why I said we might want to get in the car. You know? So we get to pick his mind just a little bit. So being raised in Chicago, how was that? Was your family like wealthy, or what was it like for you?
Man, Chicago, you know, growing up in Chicago was dope. It was super fun. It was wild. It was a movie. The best way to describe it is it was a movie. Like literally, you know, some stuff that you'll go and pay money for and eat popcorn and watch.
Wow.
Like that was just life. You know what I'm saying? Like everyday life situations was always like some crazy stuff. But you know, I had a super cool family, and like, you know, this back in the day, like, so I'm from Generation X, right? So this back in the day before, you know, cell phones and all that kind of stuff. Like my generation actually created all of the dope stuff that y'all use today. Cell phones, the computers and all that stuff. I remember when the internet came through. Like I remember when email started, you know what I'm saying? All that kind of stuff. I remember when cable started, like cable TV. I remember before cable TV. But anyway, you know, it was a typical upbringing and stuff in a, you know, black neighborhoods and stuff, black families. So, you know, ups and downs. You know, ups and downs. But all praises to the Most High. You know, it was just really cool to have, like, you know, being a part of like a big family. You know what I'm saying? Just having hella cousins and uncles and aunties and, you know, grandma, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to grandma. Shout out both my grandmas. Was it ever, because I'm trying to understand like where Africa came about. I know in my family, I'm from Durham, North Carolina, and I'm from the hood. There was never conversation about Africa. So was there a conversation about Africa, about no,
nothing?
Nah. Like I never had a desire to, like, Africa really wasn't even a thought in my head until last year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've lived in other, you know, definitely all over America, but you know, outside of America for a short time as well. But yeah, Africa really was never a thought. You know what I'm saying? Until January of last year. Then it became much more than a thought. Then it was like,
well, what sparked it? Like what made, because I know it didn't just come from anywhere. It had to be things leading up, right? So what sparked
what
Africa?
Sparked it was I knew that I was leaving out of America. Then, okay, like that's going to happen. So where are we going to go?
What made you feel like you needed to leave America? So you didn't know Africa for sure, but you knew you wanted to leave.
Yes. So I actually left Chicago. The last time I lived in Chicago was I think 2017, and I moved out of the States thinking that I escaped America then. Moved to the Caribbean, to the islands and stuff. I was like, yo, I'm just gonna live this island life. But you know, ended up going through 2 historical hurricanes that swept me back to the States, and I'm like, oh man, I'm back here or whatever, you know. But I knew it was for a reason, so that's when I started Jerk Soul, and that was in St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay.
Yeah, and so, you know, I knew my time was going to be temporary in St. Louis, and so, you know, I did that for like 3-4 years, and I knew it was time to leave again, which was last year. And so around January, I was like, all right, I'm leaving. You know, when my lease is up, I'm gone. Where am I gonna go? Well, I don't want to go back to the islands because, you know, I'm tired of the hurricanes. Like, there's too much.
Where did you stay specifically?
The Virgin Islands.
Oh, that was my first solo trip, the Virgin Islands.
Really?
My very first solo trip.
Which island?
I went to, what are the islands? St. Thomas.
St.
And then I went to, what's the one?
St. John.
Yeah, St. John. I didn't go to the other one. Yeah, I just went to those two. Was anybody concerned? Because I know I got a lot of people concerned that I wanted to even leave the country, not just Africa, but leave the country. Did you have any pushback from family?
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to use the word concern, sure. People are concerned because, you know, it's almost a foreign concept for us to leave the land of our captivity and go anywhere, especially the place where we got taken from. Right. So, you know, that's a foregone conclusion. Like, same thing with me up until, you know, like I said, you know, last year. But, you know, because, like, you know, it was never on my list. But then I really feel like the Most High just started pulling me towards Africa. And my homeboy was like, yo, you should look into Ghana if you're going to go to Africa. So I looked into Ghana, and then, like, everything just started clicking. You know what I'm saying? Stuff started happening as far as me finding a nice crib, you know, meeting some folks and all that kind of stuff.
Was it a difficult decision to decide on Ghana? It was super easy.
On Ghana itself?
Yeah, on Ghana.
Nah, because it really wasn't I didn't really do too much. I didn't come here or anything first. I didn't visit. None of that stuff. I just listened to the Most High. So you know what I'm saying? That's it. So
do you think, because I tell people, this is just what I feel, that like it's okay to go at your own pace. You don't have to, because I see a lot of people move here and they have to go back. But what do you think about African Americans coming over here, by like listening to the call of the ancestors or the Most High? Do you think it's okay for them to just up and move, or should they?
Yeah,
okay, tell us more.
I upped and moved. But
and you're doing well for yourself.
In January, once I decided, like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do, I was here in 6 months.
Okay, so what was that? Because I feel like, were you organized? Like, did you have any special traits that helped you out? Because I feel like, so what was that process like for you?
It was cool because that's how I knew it was God, because everything just boom, 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 like it was a bridge presented, you know, and I just walked across that bridge. So everything just worked out. Like, I literally went on YouTube and saw, first of all, I saw hella YouTubers of, you know, people that are from the diaspora that moved to Ghana. And that was really helpful. You know, I got a lot of info that way. You know what I'm saying? They were showing houses and how much it costs, you know, day in the life, all that kind of stuff, you know. So that kind of gave me an idea of what it would be like. But I'm pretty adventurous, you know. I'm a trailblazer, so it don't matter. You could drop me off in Switzerland. You could drop me off in, it don't matter, somewhere, wherever on this planet, yo, I'm gonna make it happen. So I'm in Ghana.
That's how I understand it.
It's super dope that, you know, I get to meet people like yourself. You know what I'm saying?
I get to meet people like you too.
Yo, you know what?
Super welcoming.
I feel like it's just really been like for me, it's been a cool situation. It hasn't been for everybody, you know. Like you said, some people have already, like, you know, went back home after moving here. You know, like after a year or two, they're like, yeah, you know, I gotta go back home type stuff. But for me, you know, with me having the restaurant and what seems to be the largest so-called African-American owned restaurant in the country, right? So I get to meet all of the diaspora because everybody at home, they've heard about Jerk Soul, you know what I'm saying? Like coast to coast.
I heard about it on through YouTube and the African Americans in Ghana group chat. Yeah, so I was like, I have to go.
So and you were in America at the time,
yeah, I was
right?
in America at the time.
Right, so that's what I mean. Like a lot of people in the States, they've heard about Jerk Soul, and so they plan to visit Ghana, and then they're same way like what you just said. They're like, yo, I gotta go check that out too. You know, see what's going on over there. So I get to meet like so many diasporans, and everybody have a different story. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a different upbringing and why they. I like to hear not only like where they're from and how they came up, because I mean most of those stories are similar. Like most black people, like we got the same story. You know what I'm saying? For the most part.
For the most part, but they different too.
You know.
Yeah,
they differ as well, but one story that seems to be different is, you know, what led them here. But I'll tell you this though, if you ask 90% of the diaspora that live here, you know, what would you describe your journey, your experience here as? You know, the word peace always comes up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, a lot of us feel like, you know, the black man ain't got no peace in America. So like, yo, why not come to the second most peaceful country in Africa?
Yeah, it seems like a no-brainer. But why do you feel like a lot of us are scared to come or are hesitant to come? Because it seems like the other you know, ethnic groups are here in Africa. So what do you think is stopping us from coming?
Well, we have a mental condition called Stockholm Syndrome.
Oh, explain.
Stockholm Syndrome, and you know, if you don't already know, you guys just Google it. Stockholm Syndrome is pretty much a disorder where if someone is kidnapped and they are held against their will for a very long time, what happens to the victim is mentally they begin to identify with their captor, and they begin to you know, kind of like join forces with that person.
That's good.
It's like they're their new family member, like, you know, even though you got kidnapped.
Yeah.
So now this is what happens in just a regular one-on-one situation, right? We also, millions of us have that same trauma. So we really don't want to, you know, even if a person wants to admit it or not, you know, subconsciously we do not want to leave the land of our captivity. We've been there for 400 years. We've been there for a long time. All we know, we don't hardly know ourselves. Not even hardly. We don't know. What we do know is we know that white man. You know what I'm saying? We know our you know, captor. We know him. We know his ways. We've been. It's gonna be bumpy. All right, just let y'all know it's gonna be real bumpy. This road right here.
Stay with us.
It's not the smoothest, but you know, at the end of the day, you don't want to. All of the deliciousness of America, all of the conveniences, those things, like, we don't want to let that stuff go.
Yeah.
We don't know how it is to even be apart from that. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff is not here. You know, like I said, we on this bumpy road right now. I don't hardly ever see no roads like this in America. You know, our roads are paved. You know, our lights don't go out, you know, a couple times a week. You know, we got an abundance of Wi-Fi and an abundance of gas and
that Wi-Fi.
You know, so
is a trade-off worth it?
There is no price tag that you can place on peace. There is no price tag for me to be able to drive and not have to think about a policeman getting behind me, pulling me over, and then, you know, doing something that they not supposed to do to us.
Or having to fear the police.
You feel me? Or each other. You know, I don't have to worry about standing out on my block, you know what I'm saying, hoping that a shooting doesn't happen, you know. So yeah, man, you know, you can't put a price on it. So it's been a cool situation.
So for the people who may not be as adventurous as you and myself, who are coming over, do you have any tips for them or things to look out for when they come over, or as they're prepping to come over?
You know, first of all, we gotta get into the mind frame to want to come over first. You know, and I believe that there's definitely a movement happening. Where a lot of us starting to desire to see what Africa is like, and what the place that we were taken from is like. You know, more specifically West Africa. And so we got to get into that mind frame collectively first. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very, very, you know, you don't have to come to Africa, but it would be smart to leave America. I think that's extremely smart. Economically, America has been on the decline for like the last 20 years. You know,
the greatest country ever?
Man, you know, well, think about it. Every empire that rose fell, right? Right? So Egypt, when Egypt ran the world, they rose, they fell. Greece ran the world, they rose, they fell. Rome ran the world for a long time, they rose, they fell. You know what I'm saying? So every empire, I was about to name some other, but anyway, you know, and guess whose turn it is? America. They rose. The fall is imminent. And so, you know, I believe that smart people see that, and they're getting prepared. You know who's getting prepared? The white man. You know why? Because he know.
Do you think Africa is on the come up next, or specific
Africa
countries?
is the future.
Yeah.
Africa is the future. You know what I'm saying? And it's people, us, we the future. You know. But you know, in the States, we gotta get it together. We gotta stop killing each other. You know, we need to put some clothes on, because we out here naked as hell every day. You know, we just doing stupid stuff. You know, we need to get it together.
So what's been your favorite part about being here? Like, you can give us
Peace.
2 things. Okay, peace.
Peace. And you coming with me?
Yeah, I'm coming with you.
Right,
I'm coming behind you. Y'all. Okay.
Hold on, let me see. We about to go to Malcolm.
What's in here? Melcom?
No, you never been?
No, I never been here. Y'all, we doing the walk-in interview. What is it?
What's up?
Oh, I can't record.
Oh, no.
No recording?
Okay, no pictures of the inside.
Oh, can I just record him?
So we'll be right back.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think you would be alright too.
Right here. Scared, but I go anyway. That's what I tell my family. I go anyway. Yeah, solo. This time though, because I'm staying for a longer period, I have a roommate, but we do our separate things. But she came from the States too.
Oh, okay.
But we're staying together. So he just purchased some things for Jerk's Soul, and then we're gonna head to the market to get a few more things. When we get back into the car, we're gonna jump into the restaurant a bit and how he started his restaurant.
Look, it's black people on the money.
What do they call them? Is it the Fab Five or the something 5?
Man, look, I don't know.
The something 5 they call them.
I don't even know who one of the people is on that. You know, turn around. You see, Malcolm is kind of like a almost. It's like almost kind of like the Walmart.
Yeah. Okay. It's the same. Hey, yeah. They be laughing at me.
Yeah, when they see we know a little bit, we know a word or two.
Aquaba. Oh, I just learned Wokohane is where you going. Wokohane.
What is it?
Wokohane.
Oh.
Where are you going? Do you plan on learning the language while you're here?
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody on my TikTok said I need to learn Ga if I'm in Accra. Do you plan on learning Twi or another Twi? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Madasi. So we're just headed out. The driver?
Yeah.
Or just for today?
Yeah. Yeah. This is Justice.
You can say hey to the interview blog/vlog.
Out to America.
Yeah. Is everything okay?
Yes, how are you?
I'm fine.
That's good.
How's Ghana?
He's my boss. Yeah. Oh, Ghana is cool. Ghana is very peaceful.
How is driving for Judah?
He's a very good man.
He's a very good
A
man.
good business here too.
Oh, yes, he does. Have you tried the food at Jerk Soul?
Come again?
Have you tried the food at his restaurant?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
How do you like the food at Jerk
Oh,
Soul?
it's nice.
It's
and
nice.
And their drinks.
Oh,
Yeah.
they strong, right? He got some good strong drinks.
Appetizing.
So what would you rate the food from 1 to 10? 10 is like it's excellent. 1 is like He's watching, so you better not just.
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
How much do you like the food
There.
at the restaurant?
Oh, it depends. Unless my boss will talk about it.
Oh, okay. Whoa, he got a lot of food.
Hey, look, they be tripping. Look, don't nobody come here and shop more than me.
Uh-huh.
They be like, oh my God. They be seeing like all these carts. They be like, are you eating all this food?
Oh.
Yes.
How long will does this food last? Like when you come shop here? Before you have to come again?
I come here and shop probably maybe about a couple times a week.
Oh, a couple times a week.
Yeah.
Because you said they don't have a place where you can get it in bulk, right?
Nah.
Unless you go to the market.
No, so you know, in America, there's a place called Restaurant Depot, big old warehouse. You get everything in bulk. It's not like that here. You know, but what you can get in bulk is like fresh
Like
veggies, and fresh fruits and stuff. Like I can get big sacks of onions and peppers and tomatoes and stuff like that. Right? So, organic, straight organic. You know, so thank you.
Let's get into your restaurant on our rides. I didn't know that you had the restaurant in Chicago. You said St. Louis.
Yeah, it was in St. Louis. Yeah,
So how long did you have it there?
Like 3 or 4 years.
So do you think people should start a business there, do it there before they come here to start a business, or how do you feel about
Either.
that? Either. You think they
Just
could
start a business.
Just start a business.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Either one. You know, that's something that our people have to start moving to in masses is entrepreneurship.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So anywhere on the planet Earth, start a business.
Okay, awesome.
You know, but if you have plans on moving here, yeah, I mean, it's smart to have a business still going there. You know what I'm saying? Like to have something that's gonna, you know, bring in the American dollar while you stack your African dollar.
So do you still have the one in St. Louis, or you just have this
We
one?
just closed it down.
Oh wow.
A couple months ago.
Why'd you close it down? Was it too much to manage
Yes.
while you were here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so walk us through the process of like the logistics of starting a business in Ghana. You're technically a foreigner. You came over to
Yeah.
Ghana. how do you start a whole profitable business in Ghana?
Man, you know, I mean, just like anywhere else, you gotta do your due diligence and, you know, cross your T's, dot your I's, get, you know, do all your paperwork. You have to get certain permits and, you know, work permits, residency permits. You gotta get a Ghana card. These are the things that will allow you to get a bank account here, to get a driver's license here, to start a business here. So those are like the foundational things that you got to do. But then once you register your business, the name and everything, and get that all done and classified, then there's certain, depending on what kind of business that you do. Like for me, I had to, you know, report to the health department, to the tourism department, to the man, it's definitely a couple of different things, steps that you must take, but they were easy.
You feel like it was easier here than in the States?
Yes.
So if somebody is coming over and worried that it would be so difficult, it's just as, you know, difficult.
It's nothing to worry about.
Okay, it's nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. You know, faith is better than worry.
I know that's right.
So, you know, you can have faith.
Yeah.
That everything will work out for you.
How long was the process to like get everything incorporated and all of that? How long did that process take to get the cars?
Man, you could do all that stuff really, especially if you got the money for it. You can do it in a week.
In a week? Wow. You know, everybody say things go slow in Ghana, but you could do it in a week.
But like I said, if you have money for it, you can get it done hella fast.
Okay.
You can get it done fast, you know. But I mean, I think Ghana is playing right now.
Yeah,
is Ghana playing right now?
Soccer?
Oh, they just scored.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is
I know. I know we recording. You want to scream or something right now?
Okay.
You want to scream?
He said you want to scream.
Huh? No, you don't have to take it off. I was saying, like, if they score, it's okay for you to be like,
because they don't play. They
honk
don't
the
play.
horn, you know, all that kind of good stuff.
This is a game, right? If they lose, they don't go to the World Cup or whatever. This is that game or no?
No, it is the World Cup. They are already in.
Oh, they're already in.
Yeah.
Okay. But they lose this, they go home.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is an important game.
South Korea.
Okay.
I had the pleasure of actually going to a game. It was my first FIFA game. Who did we play? I think we played South Africa. That was pretty cool.
Did they win?
Yes.
I was going to say
They
you
did
remember.
Yes, they did win. But yeah, so, you know, stuff like what you're doing right now, as far as, you know, bringing real life situations and real life conversations to YouTube and to your channel, that stuff helps out. You know, and when I got here and I met all of the people I used to watch,
Yeah.
you know, that was, first of all, that was super cool. I used to be in the States watching all these people.
Yeah.
And now, like, all of them, they're all my friends now.
Yeah. Same for
So
you.
that's
I told you
cool.
I was watching your channel, and then I came to the restaurant and met you. It's pretty cool.
It's just cool to see us here.
Yeah.
You know.
And doing it, like not just talking about it, but just doing it.
Absolutely.
And taking the risk.
And it's different too, you know. It's one thing to, you know, run into black people in Mexico, or, you know, while you're in whatever, Europe, Canada, whatever. That's cool, running into us or whatever. But it's just something different about running into us here on the continent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know this person. If this person is here, even if they're just visiting, but especially if they've made the move, this person has some intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, and not only that, but they spiritually they're inclined. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get to know a lot of the diaspora that lives here and stuff, you know, these are just awesome people.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've met like some older people that are, you know, 70 years old, and they've been here for the last, you know, 30 years. You know, and sitting down and getting to talk to them and picking their brain. You know, somebody like me who's only been here for a little bit over a year now. It's just really cool.
Just a year.
Man.
Wow.
You said you came in June?
Yeah, I came June of last year, the end of June.
That's when I came.
Wow. I stayed for a month, then I went back home.
Okay.
Yeah, completely. After that, Ghana hooked. I said I gotta go back. The plan was to come back the next year, but I was pressed. Are there like a lot of diaspora events? Like, how are you meeting the other African Americans here? Or were they just...
That's actually a good question.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of diaspora events.
Wow.
You know, and so, you know, that's one of the things that, I mean, I'm still, my business is still new here.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things that I'm starting to build some momentum with. Is just, like, I was looking at the Afrochella events and stuff, and there was like no diaspora events.
Really?
The whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah. I was here last year.
Why are you smiling?
Because I was about to say something crazy. I'm just laughing at myself. But I was here last year, and a group of my friends was supposed to come out. Like, everybody got sick at the same time. So
Oh,
like,
COVID.
Canceled the you know, the trip or whatever. But they'll be here in a couple weeks.
Dirty December. Do you participate in all of the activities?
Listen, no, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
I'm too busy. I ain't got time for that. But I'm throwing an event.
Oh, yes.
I'm having events.
Okay.
So I'm participating.
Okay, well, this is the perfect time for you to we talked a little bit about the business part of how you started Jerk Soul, but could you tell my subscribers, like, what is Jerk Soul, what do you sell, and then you could talk a little bit about the events.
You said about what?
The events you're gonna have coming up.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Jerk Soul is a Caribbean fusion restaurant. Like we mentioned, you know, started in St. Louis, quickly became a staple there. Shout out to St. Louis. Y'all know I got love for y'all. And you know, the city just embraced it. You know, it's a different kind of food. So it's not like super duper classic traditional Caribbean food. You know what I'm saying? So like where I'm from in Chicago, it's a lot of fusion restaurants. So we fuse a lot of foods together. You know what I'm saying? Especially jerk. Like we have a ton of jerk spots. But we want to jerk everything else. We jerk our nachos, we jerk our tacos, we jerk our pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so when I brought that to St. Louis, that was new to them. So I brought it here to Ghana, and it's really new to them. But you know, it's cool. You know, why not bring something new? You know?
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what Jerk Soul is, and it's based here in Oyarifa, right by the Abri toll booth and the Abri Mountains.
Yeah.
So we have an amazing view. Like, I've been to a lot of restaurants here, and for real, I think that I have. Bro, pull over right here.
No cap.
What? I think I got one of the best views.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say food. Because of food too. No, because I'm telling you, in Ghana, I feel like if it's really nice, like the aesthetic is really nice, the food might not be good, and then the prices. But I feel like you have a good mix. Y'all, it's the views and the food for me.
It's the views and the food.
And the food and the service.
What's up, sis? Hi. Can I get some plantain? Bro, I meant to tell you that we going the wrong way. So when you go right here, let's go this way. Yeah. Because we need to go to Medina.
Oh, that's the area I'm staying in.
Huh? Yeah, I'm gonna just sit in the car. Why? You want me to get out? Why?
She want to see how tall you are.
Well, she
I'm
know.
just like.
She know.
Dirty.
So we got the sister here, you know what I'm saying? She has
Hello.
wonderful fresh vegetables.
What area is this? What area is this?
This is Oyarafa.
Oh, this is still Yarafa. Okay.
No.
This is my brother.
Yeah. So let me see.
He's my friend.
I think, you know what? Let me get some green pepper. Let me get 40 CDs. So I'm buying 40 CDs of green pepper, and I bought 30 CDs of plantain. So that's 70 CDs. So what is that in dollars? That's
But 100 was like $8.
so what?
$100. I mean, 100 CDs was like $8.
Right. So this is like maybe about 6.
Not a lot. That's the point. Not a lot.
A lot.
Y'all come to
They
Ghana.
need to know that, right?
And he said he makes these stops to the market and to the grocery store maybe like 2 days a week.
Score it again.
It's Ghana and soccer. Ghana and soccer. Hey.
How much I get? Ghana scores again. There you go. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll buy some water from you.
Plenty water.
Give me 2 of these. How much are they?
25 cities. Is that wholesale price?
It used to be cheaper than that.
I know.
It used to be like, it used to be like 16 CDs, which is like $1.50.
So this is, you usually come here to buy things
I
too?
mean, I stop along the side of the road and buy all kind of random stuff.
Yeah.
You know, if I need bananas, fruits, whatever, I'll just stop. Okay. All right.
Thank you.
See ya.
So Medina Market, we went last time we went.
It's not the market. It's a. I'm picking up. I'm going to a printer.
Okay.
What are you picking up from the printer?
I'm picking up a box of menus.
Menus.
Yes, because like, so, you know, kind of what we were talking about as far as like when you have a business, you got to stay in front of the customer's face. And so one of the things that I'm dealing with here is because of this kind of food, it's a new market, right? And so I'm breaking into a new market, and that is not for the weak. You know what I'm saying? This is when you do something like that, it's like breaking down a wall. So, and that wall is okay. Most of the people here, they're only, I mean, they have like their foods that they eat. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So introducing something new isn't the easiest thing to do.
Yeah.
So, but I'm up for the challenge, you know. I've been doing that all my life.
I know that's
Breaking
right.
down walls.
I know that's right. So with starting the business, you talked about that. Are there any like programs or organizations that helped you, or did you just know the right people coming here?
Nah, trial and error. You know, I didn't even come here to do this.
Oh, you didn't even have it in your mind to start?
No, I came to Ghana to retire.
Talk to us about that.
I came to Ghana because I was done. Like,
yeah, you said.
those 3 or 4 years at Jerk Soul in St. Louis
Yeah.
was hectic.
Yeah.
Kicked my butt.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I needed a break.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was not only leaving America, but I was also going to be leaving
The Matrix.
yeah, the Matrix. You feel me? Like the everyday,
Yeah.
just to chill out. I shut down a couple of my businesses before I left. I packed up my dog, shipped my dog out here, which was a ton of money. And then I got out here 2 weeks after that. But business here, for me, it's fun because like it's something new every day. Even if you don't have business, if you're here, if you're from the diaspora and you're here, you're waking up here every day, it's gonna be a new adventure every day.
Yeah.
That's what's so dope about it. You know what I'm saying? I wake up like, yo, I can't believe I live in Africa, but I'm gonna see something new.
Do you feel like you're in a movie? I be feeling like I'm in a movie.
I told you earlier, my life is a movie.
I feel like I'm in a movie.
From day one. But here, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're here, you definitely, get your popcorn ready. There's gonna be something interesting that you're going to come across or experience every day.
Yeah. Was there anything difficult for you to adjust to coming? Like anything that you were like, this is a bit, I'm not used to this, and it took some time to adjust to, or no?
Well, I think a lot of people have to adjust to the food, but I never, when I got here, I didn't have to adjust because I didn't eat the food.
Like the meat? Or you just didn't eat the local dishes?
I didn't eat none of that food.
You cooked yourself?
I cooked.
Oh, okay.
I said myself. I have a restaurant, so even at home, I'm making my own stuff. You know how much Mexican food I've been eating since I've been in Ghana? Man, but that's just me because I like Mexican, so I want to make it for myself.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I've tasted some of the things here.
Yeah.
Like one or two.
Have you had red?
That's one of the things. That's one of my favorite things.
How you like red?
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
So I like red. I like
Banku.
I haven't had that.
That was my favorite on my first visit.
That's your favorite?
But red is my favorite. Yeah, with the pepe.
Do not look. What is it?
With the pepe. The pepe is like spice.
The what?
The pepe or pepper. Pepe.
The pepe. Pepper? Look, y'all. She's talking like Ghana already. The pepe. But yeah.
And the shito. I love the shito.
I can't stand it.
Oh, I love it so much. Yes, because I love hot sauce. I put hot sauce on everything that comes. So the shito is like my hot sauce. Oh, I love it.
I don't like the name. Shit. Oh. I'm not eating it, and it looks like it too. You know what I'm saying?
But it's really good.
But as far as the taste goes,
you don't like it? Do they have like regular hot sauce here? I haven't seen like. Oh, you do.
I got everything.
But do you get it from the States or do you just get it here? Oh, okay.
I have had to find everything. Like I'm telling you, nobody shops more than me. Yo.
Yeah.
I've gone crisscross across to Cape Coast to wherever and in between, the central region to the east to the west.
Yeah.
To find certain things that you need, especially for my type of food.
Yeah.
And along those travels, I've found everything that not everything, but most of the stuff that we eat at home, I
found it here.
Yeah. So I'm the plug.
You know what I wasn't used to? How they eat noodles. Like a friend made me noodles. I thought they were just like, noodles in the States, like oodles for noodles.
Oh, okay, like like ramen.
They
noodles.
like make it a whole dish, like with I wasn't used to that. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of the dishes I think are it seems like they're thrown together. Like this is one dish that has like spaghetti. It might be the noodles you're talking about.
Watch it.
I call it spaghetti. Huh?
Watch it.
Is that what it is?
With the beans, the fries, the spaghetti,
eggs, lettuce.
Yes, the wache.
pork and beans. I'm like, none of this stuff goes together. Like,
But
why
it's
is it together?
good. It's good though. It's
I ain't
good to
messing
me.
with it. It probably is good. I'm probably never gonna have
But
it.
only when it's hot. When it's cold, I don't want it.
I don't want eggs in my spaghetti though.
Oh, but not eggs. I don't do eggs.
I don't want beans like in my
Yeah, so when y'all come here, you gotta be open to the different foods.
Don't be like me.
Or you might be hungry because not everybody's a chef like Judah. I'm not a chef.
Me. I'm not open.
So,
yeah, but you gotta be open because, you know, I think you'll like it, you know, especially for, you know, one thing that my customers always say, you know, they'll like have been in Ghana for like a week or two, and they'll come to Jerk Soul, they'll be like,
thank God.
This is the...
Thank
This is the
God.
first time for our whole trip that we've been able to eat like this.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's why, you know, this is the diaspora's own spot. You know, we got our own spot.
Because sometimes you do miss the food back home.
Yeah,
Even if you love it here. Yeah, oh, that macaroni. I don't know who is in the kitchen cooking. Is it you? It's you?
Yes.
Oh, wow, wow. Y'all, that macaroni is really good.
I don't know, bro.
Really good.
I tried to
Y'all,
tell her that I
who
cook
is he
everything,
talking
bro.
to?
You know, she told me some who made the macaroni.
But
You know who made the macaroni. And she know who made the macaroni.
She like, what is going on? Wait, but it's just you in the kitchen cooking, just you cooking.
Nah, I have several employees. So.
Who cook in the kitchen? Okay.
Yeah, that I've trained them on how to make this kind of food.
That's a good one too. Like, what's the, like, after you get the business, how do you train? What's the process for hiring people and training them? Like, how do
You know, it's the same at home.
Yeah.
It's the same at home, but you know, there's a learning curve because there is a language barrier.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So when I'm talking to my employees who are Ghanaian, you know, sometimes we have to get clarity from each other.
Yeah.
That, you know, that the message has been, you know,
Yeah.
put across.
Understood on both sides.
Yeah. So that part of it is, you know, a little bit interesting, but
you don't want to say frustrating.
But you know, it's
a part
look,
of it.
man. None of this stuff. Most High never said that this stuff was gonna be easy.
Right.
You know, and if it's too easy, you know, the journey might not be worth it. But mine is well worth it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a blessing.
Okay, so what would you tell like young children or young adults or anybody in the States who is interested, like African Americans interested in coming and starting a business? Like, what advice would you give them?
The first thing that you have to do is what?
You got to change your mindset to be prepared to come.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the second thing you need to do?
You have to come up with a plan.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the third thing you need to do?
Buy your ticket.
Before you get your ticket,
Save your money.
what must you have?
Money.
Well, yes. What documentation must you
Oh,
have?
you have to have your visa and your passport.
Passport.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
And so you have to get a passport. So if you are a teenager, if you are in your 20s, whatever age you are, and you have some interest in visiting outside of America, you got to get a passport first.
Yeah.
You not leaving America without a passport. So that's first. And guess what? Guess who has the lowest, one of the lowest, I don't even have to, I'm not even, just get your passport.
Yeah. We get it. You understand. We get it. Yeah, so get your passport.
So that's the basics, right? That's like, you know, one of the basics to do. So are you ready? You ready for your interview?
Yes. Oh, you want to interview me? Yes.
I'm going to interview you right now.
Oh, right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
You cool?
Yes, I'm
You
cool.
All right. Are y'all cool?
Don't ask no too difficult questions. Wait.
I'm not. I'm going to show you, bro. Okay. I'm going to show you.
Hey y'all, now it's my turn to get interviewed.
Yeah.
I'm shaking in my boots. But
Look.
I'm ready.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
The other side, like that.
Yeah, so you're gonna keep straight, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna keep straight. All right.
Yeah.
So you just interviewed me, right? This is Judah. My channel is Judah's Exodus. So I wanted to switch the camera, put it on you, you know, and just ask you just a couple questions. All right. And we have Justice here. What's up, Justice?
Yeah, I'm fine.
All right. And as you can see, also, you know, we have the wonderful ladies selling items and everything. Okay. Now, where'd you come up? Tell me about the name Mighty Intellectual. How'd you get this name for your YouTube channel?
Woo! It's kind of long story, but we have time, so I'll tell you. So it's not what a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people think it is. So I came up with the name because I went to UNC Chapel Hill for undergrad, which is a predominantly white college. And when I was in school, I just felt like I didn't belong. I felt like the things I had to say weren't important. And I felt like when I did speak my mind, somebody else would come along and say the same exact thing with better words, and they would get approval from the professor or whatever the case was. So the name just came about as like speaking truth to power, and just the people on my channel, I want them to feel like their voice is being heard, they're being seen, and what they have to say, regardless of if you talk with a little twang in your with your vernacular, or you speak broken English, whatever the case is, I want people to understand that your story is your story, and it should be told by you and nobody else. So that's where the name came from. I believe like the color of our skin doesn't determine how smart we are, and smart doesn't mean I get an A on a test. It could be whatever it is that you're really good at. So that's where the name came from.
Okay,
Yes,
that's dope.
Yes.
That's dope. That's dope.
I'm glad you asked. That was a good question.
Yes. Well, I have another good question for you. So, you know, you were just talking about, you said your story is your story. What's your story? What is, so you went to UNC Chapel Hill.
Yes.
Okay, once you graduated, what was your #1 goal? You still might have that goal today, but you know what? Actually, what's your goal, your #1 goal right now in life?
Is it recording?
It is.
It's recording.
Yep.
My #1 goal right now in life, I want to,
Atomic Junction.
that's a great question. I want to do work that, where one, I'm able to make money, but I'm also able to impact people, and specifically, my heart is like with African American children and just children of color. So like whatever I do, and I've been telling them this in like other videos, like I feel like God is calling me to work with children. So that's my #1 goal in life. I was a teacher in DC for a couple years.
In DC?
Yes.
That's my old stomping ground.
Yes.
Shout out DC.
If one of
Shout
my
out
students
PG County.
watching, hey.
Where at? Where in DC? I used to live in PG.
In,
and I'm a graduate of
Howard. Don't say
No.
Where? Where?
Where else could it
George
be?
Washington?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I got my master's in George Washington. Keep straight, bro. Keep straight. Yes.
But yeah, I was in, it was Southeast DC.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the school because I left, but yeah, where was I going? But anyway, yeah, goal of mine is to just empower our kids. I want to do work where I teach them confidence, and I teach them about just loving on themselves. There were so many times where I had kids who would call each other black, like you too black, you too this, you too that, and a lot of it is like just not knowing who you are and how beautiful you are.
Keep going, bro.
And all of those things. So what I want to do is I want to impact children. I don't know how yet, but God is guiding me, and that's one of the reasons I'm here in Ghana. So yeah, that's my goal.
Awesome.
And to bring my family. If you're watching this, I want you to come to Ghana.
Come through, family.
So yeah, that's my goal.
Come to Ghana. Well, you guys, you know, I wanted to, you know, interview the Mighty Intellectual myself, since she's interviewing me, but I'm gonna give her back the camera.
Yes, thank you.
I got one other thing to do. Look, I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying? Yo, do you know, So I'm gonna tell you something about doing business in Ghana. Right?
Tell us.
So I just went and picked up all of these menus, right? It's a lot of menus, 2,000 menus.
Wow.
So I'm dealing with this printer. You know, usually I should have got it. First of all, I should have got it back like in a day. It's been damn near a week.
A week.
But
they promised a day.
Yeah, typically,
yeah.
You know, for this size of a job. Whoa. So, you know, it's a trifold menu, right? The trifold. And so they were asking me over WhatsApp, you know, how do you want it folded and stuff? And I told them, I'm like, all right, this is how I want it done. Laid it out perfectly. Man, and I knew I had a feeling, and it's 2,000 of them. So I was like, yo, I want to see one. Yeah. Before y'all print all of them, because if it's not right, you gonna do it. And that's exactly what happened.
It wasn't right?
Nope. they folded them wrong. So I'm gonna have to refold 2,000 menus.
So they folded them wrong.
Yeah.
But the printing is right, they just folded it wrong.
Yeah, but that's what they, you know, that's what they contacted me about. Yeah. The folding. And then, you know, so sometimes you ain't gonna get what you paid for, but you just gotta deal with it, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you'll get tired of combating and you just gotta. So I'm gonna refold these 2,000 menus myself by hand.
And you couldn't have even been like, hey, can you give me my money back? In Ghana, when you you could have? I could have. Yo, for it's 2,000 menus. They would have given you your money back.
I could have said a whole lot of stuff.
Really?
I could have said,
wow.
Because I paid half, right? I could have said, nah, you're not getting this until I get this correct. Yeah. You're not getting the other half. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could have had them redo the whole job over, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. You know, but you know, that's kind of, I also feel like that's also kind of like a West mentality.
What, to get them?
Like, I mean, I really feel like you should get what you pay for
yes.
Sure. But it's not like that everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna make you pay for it, even if it wasn't what you wanted.
Look, I have ordered food. I remember ordering like a half of a chicken. They brought me back a quarter of a chicken. I said, but I paid for half of a chicken. So that's a leg, a thigh, a breast, and a wing. They said, no, you're gonna get this quarter chicken.
Wow, and still pay
and you're gonna pay this. They didn't say that, but that's what it was. And I was like, yo, is it, you know, can I talk to a manager or anything? Ain't no manager around. Yeah. That's just how it is. Yeah. So it's kind of like, you gonna get what I give you type stuff.
Do you think we should push back against that, or do you feel like it's not a...
Yes, because that's how the Ghanaian will produce a better product. You know what I'm saying? Because if you just be complacent with mediocrity, then you just gonna have mediocrity. Yeah. When do we go to the next level? When do we level up? When do we start to pursue excellence? Yes. Especially in customer service.
Oh, well, yes, right? Yes.
So your customer, me, I'm the customer, I definitely should get what I paid for, that we talked about. Yeah. That's why I was a little nervous going in there. I was like, even though we talked about this,
you felt like, wow,
it ain't gonna be right. And sure enough,
it wasn't right. Sure. And that's the thing too, what I try to, because I've had, and I haven't even been here that long this time, but just in this visit, I've had a bunch of things happen with like customer service and like food, and my whole thing, even my apartment that I'm staying in, whole thing. But my thing is, if you treat people good, they don't think about the longer term. I'm gonna keep coming back. I'm gonna tell my friends. I'm gonna bring my mama, bring my sister. I don't know what that's about, but
yeah, unfortunately.
And you gotta pay. Look, they will look at you crazy if you say, can I get my money back? They're like, what's going on? You can't get your, even if it's what you didn't want. Ah, man.
Yeah,
How do you?
I've been in that situation a couple times, but I have a pretty imposing presence.
Yeah, yeah.
So they give me what I want.
See, they don't be doing that for me.
But I be getting tired of combating.
Yeah.
Like in this situation, I could have been combative.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't got time to be arguing with y'all. I'll do it. Don't worry about it.
Even the guy for the camera in the grocery store, he looked like he was gonna just let us record when you had said something to him, because you're really tall.
And we went in.
Exactly.
He let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like,
the flyers. They weren't what you wanted, but you'll just go ahead and fold them.
I'ma just, you know.
What are they for?
That's what I got employees, so I'ma just let my people do it. But they're for just
Can we see the flyer?
you know, so when you at home and you know, everyone has a stomach, right? So everyone gets hungry every day. So if you have a restaurant, and this is what I learned from the Chinese people, you know what I'm saying? One thing that you really recognize about Chinese, like especially with their foods, is they gonna give you a menu every time you show up, every time they see you. Menu. You know why? Because they know that there's gonna be an opportunity for you to be hungry, and when that opportunity arises, you're gonna have a chance to pick and choose from your options. I need to be one of those options. My hat needs to be, you know, I need to throw my name in the hat of one of those options so that I have a higher percentage of making the sale versus a competitor. Yeah. Right? And so that's why, you know, stuff like this is important, so that I can distribute them. And, you know, just like me, when I'm at home and I get hungry and I'm like, damn, what am I gonna eat? I don't feel like cooking. I want to order something. Well, who can I order from? I'm gonna pick and choose. So
you do delivery? You do delivery, or do you use the apps that deliver?
Well, the app so far doesn't go to where we are.
Okay.
So we have a outsourced delivery service that we deliver to.
Okay.
A 5-mile radius.
So if y'all call, y'all can get the food delivered to you. If you're in the radius, it's Rifa.
Or even if you're not in the radius, I mean, a lot of our guests that are in like Osu and stuff, they might be 45 minutes away, so they'll call a
Gotta get
Uber.
that jerk soul.
They still want some jerk soul, so they'll call an Uber that's close to jerk soul, pick it up, and you know, they'll deliver it to wherever you are.
That's a business opportunity right there, like doing some kind of delivery service here in Ghana.
I've been threatening the other delivery services is out here. I'm like, oh, y'all don't want to deliver out here? You gonna make me come up with an app.
Wow, yeah.
That's gonna, or a service that's gonna deliver in this area.
Yeah.
You gonna make me be one of your competitions.
Yeah.
You know, competitors, not competitions. But you know, there's a lot of opportunity here. I don't care what field you're in.
Yeah.
There's a need for it. And you know, so after you get your passport, come on over and visit.
Yes.
After you love it, because you're gonna love it. After you love it, you know, I believe the Most High is gonna start to give you ideas, dreams, and you know, creative things that will produce, you know, business for you, produce money.
Then you'll meet people that will guide you.
That's what I was about to say. You know, great networking. You know what I'm saying? All of those things. And so even though there's a significant amount of us that come here and retire, you know, they might be older, so they might want to just come and retire and live out their days on the continent. But there's more and more of you know, younger folks, you know what I'm saying, folks that have the energy to put up businesses, folks that have the energy to invoke some change, you know, even over here.
So we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. So we did the whole thing. So where can they find you or Jerk Soul online?
Well, online, all you gotta do is you can Google Jerk Soul, S-O-U-L. You'll see tons of articles about Jerk Soul, about my story, you know, documentaries, podcasts, all kind of stuff. So we all over the net.
Yep.
But definitely Instagram, Jerk Soul. Definitely YouTube, my YouTube channel, Judah, Judah. Shout out to the tribe of Judah.
Watch the comment below, like we know it.
We know who he is. Judah's Exodus.
Okay.
All right, so check me out.
Okay, and I'll put it in the description box. Thank you for coming onto my channel.
Yo, shout out to the mighty intellectual.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
I love the channel. I'm a subscriber. I'm a fan.
Yay.
You know what I'm saying? And so y'all make sure y'all subscribe to her channel.
Thank you.
Yeah,